Welcome. In this session of GPTS 2011, Office 2011 Standalone Edition Training, Module 3, we're going to go over fund accounts. And once again, my name is John Grace. I'm the president and owner of GPTS Software Solutions. And once again, we welcome all who are attending for the first time, viewing one of our training modules. Existing customers who are viewing the module for training, we welcome you as always. And for any who are contemplating purchasing the product or need further information, there again, here's a link at the bottom, www.gptscorp.com/prod01.htm, which will give you all the information you need to know about the product and screenshots, and then there's a button if you wish to order the product. It's $49.95, and immediately after purchase, we accept all major credit cards. You will be taken to a download page where you can download the installation program immediately and install the product. So once again, we welcome all and thank you for your patronage, those that have purchased our product, and we welcome others to our product family. So let's go ahead and get started. In this session, we're going to be able to complete three things, and you'll be able to do three things here. Manage and set up fund accounts. We'll define what they are and how to use them. Fund account details to keep a view of all accounts, transactions that deal with sales, invoicing, and refunds. So we'll look at this interface, and then we'll look at the sales module and show you how to create a sales receipt, to generate a sales receipt, and select products and services from the default inventory database that you're attached to, how to collect information regarding a customer, tally the sale, produce a sales slip, print and view it, and have that information stored in your database. So let's go ahead and bring up the software and get started on fund accounts. To access fund accounts, you go to the budget menu item and you choose fund accounts. What fund accounts do, they mimic your checking and savings accounts. And the reason behind this is just that the software can do credits and debits, post credits and debits to your accounts, and then you can mirror those and reconcile those with your actual bank statements that you get from your bank. And this way you can keep track of your monies coming in and out. You can do fund analysis. There's several charts and reports that can be generated based on the transactions that you complete, and money's going in, money's coming out. So the fund accounts actually mirror your checking and savings accounts, or whatever accounts you use to manage your funds for your business. You can define as many fund accounts as you want, and for example, we have a default fund account set up here. We can modify the balance for demonstration purposes. Let's say we have $500 starting in this fund account, so we can go ahead and update that. And let's say we're going to create another fund account, call it fund account 2, and let's say this is a savings account, so we'll call it savings 1, and let's say we start off with $1,000 in there. Okay, the date, let's change that to 10/26/2011 as our initialization date, and we updated it on the 30th. So let's go ahead and create this. So as you can see, that fund account is created. Let's go back here and let's update the create date to 10/26/2011. And these fund accounts have now been established and are ready for use. So that's defining fund accounts. Now, fund account details. As you do in complete transactions, when you complete an invoice, a sales, or a refund, that transaction will be recorded in a fund accounts detail table, and then you will then be able to reverse this transaction, and if there's any inventory associated with it, you can then put the inventory back in stock, and then either debit or credit the actual fund account that the monies were posted to. You can purge detailed line items, and I recommend you do this maybe once a year after you've printed out all of your reports and you're ready to reinitialize the software for the new year, and you've made a backup copy of your software, then you can do that as well. Purge all details. Or you can purge one detail line. Okay. So how do we use that? Well, let's go to our sales interface and show you how we can capture a sale, build a sales receipt, and then watch how the software will, once you generate the sales receipt, it will ask you if you want to post that transaction to a fund account. So this interface is our sales receipt interface, and what this allows you to do is generate dynamic sales receipts for point of sale transactions, or maybe sales that you do over the phone. And as you can see, the sales receipt does mimic an actual printed sales receipt. It's in landscape mode, so you can print this out on a standard printer. Has your company information, sales receipt, if it was paid or not, thank you, the date, and then each line item associated with the products and services generated for the sales receipt. Any checking number, credit card information, approval codes, any taxable subtotal, and totals will be listed here. This is a sample sales receipt. So let's go ahead and choose, as we notice that there's no customers to choose from, so we're just going to generate a sales receipt from someone that just wants to conduct a one-time transaction. Now, on the Tools menu, we can allow the system to generate sales receipts for us, the actual sales receipt numbers, rather. Because it's hard to remember the sales receipts that you've already established, so the system will do a check to make sure that those sales receipt numbers are not already used. The default tax rate is populated. You can change that to 0 if there's no tax associated with this transaction. Terms, maybe it's just cash. The person who's conducting the transaction put their initials, the sales date, today's date. Okay. And remember, we've chosen to have the sales receipts numbers generated, and the check shows that this operation has been activated, so we don't have to worry about supplying a sales number. Now, here's our products and services that's in our inventory database, and we're attached to the test database. So let's go ahead and select from one of the records here. Okay, let's choose one that has inventory associated with it. Okay, here's one. Item ID 16818. So we'll go ahead and double click that. And this one we can go ahead and remove that current line, get rid of that one. So let's say we want to get 12 of these. There again, the unit price is the retail price is just brought down here, and the calculation is already done for us before taxes. Let's change the tax here to 0 again, and there again, no taxes associated with this transaction. So if we do our totals to get a tally, so the customer then owes us $276. So let's say they give us 276 exactly. Do totals again. They paid by cash, and it defaults to cash, the payment method. Now we can go ahead and generate that sales. We can put comments if we wish, and let's go ahead and generate the sales item. And sales number 17055 was assigned to this sales transaction. Now, remember we just created and modified a couple fund accounts. So we're saying now, since we have a sale, do we want to post this transaction to an account? And there again, this should mimic your savings and checking accounts that you have that you use to write checks and do deposits and manage your business with various accounts. So we'll go ahead and say yes. So there again, it takes you to the fund account post screen, and we can choose between one of the fund accounts that we've established. And notice the transaction type is defaults to a sale, and then it has a transaction reference number, which is the actual sales receipt. So we'll go ahead and post that to fund account 1. So fund account 1 is now credited with $276. Okay. Now let's go ahead and create another sales. Let's just choose one that's already the last one that was created. And let's say we're going to do this by check, so we can put the check number. Okay. Maybe they chose another item here. Okay, that's the same item. Let's get rid of that one. Okay, they chose item 17209. That's on back order, but they still want to go ahead and purchase 5 of them. So we'll go ahead and allow them to do that, and then do totals here to get the subtotals. And so with that one item is taxed 7%. The other one is not. So this shows the taxable subtotal, and then the tax associated with it, and then of course the total. So let's say they give us $400. So we owe them 95 cents. Go ahead and generate. So this new sales item, sales receipt number 3464 was generated. There again, yes, we want to post this transaction. This time we're going to post it to our savings account, and it's a type sales. Okay. And let's say we want to view. Of course, we want to print out a copy of this transaction, so we're going to preview it. Payment method was a check. Thank you. And it was paid in full, and then it has a check number on it. Okay. And we can print that out and give a copy to our customer. Okay, this method was cash. They paid by cash, so it'll tell us, just generates a generic sales receipt, and there we have it. Okay, so how do we know that those transactions were posted to our accounts that we had selected? Well, we can go back to budget and then choose fund account details, and there we have it. So here's the fund account details, where it tells us on 10/30 we had a sale of $276 that was posted to checking account 1. On 10/30 we had a sale also of $399.05 that was posted to our savings account. Now let's say we want to reverse this sale. We did a refund and we want to reverse it. So it says this operation will delete the transaction from the fund accounts detail database and reverse the transaction against the fund account. Do you want to reverse this transaction? So if we choose yes, transaction reversal was completed, and then of course that record is deleted from the fund accounts details table. You can purge the detail line item by time, one at a time, or you can purge them all. Particularly, this is a good feature to do if you're starting a new fiscal year. You've backed up your system, you've printed out all of your data that you need, reports and such, and then you can just go ahead and purge all details and start over fresh. So what have we done? In this session, we've talked about fund accounts, what they are. They mimic. We've provided this interface to mimic your checking and savings accounts where you conduct transactions to. There's a fund accounts detail interface that will show you a tally of each, keep a running tab of each transaction that you do, debit or credit, associated with a sales, invoice, or refund operation. And then we demonstrated using the fund accounts by generating sales receipts, one with a check and then one with just cash and carry. So we hope you've enjoyed and benefited from this training session, fund accounts. And as always, if you would like to correspond with us, our address is listed here. You can email us any comments, concerns you may have, or to request more information. And there again, our website is www.gptscorp.com, where there's other buttons that you can click on, products and services, support, feedback. And then also, there again, we thank you, those that have purchased GPTS Office 2011 standalone version. And for those of you who need more information or want to purchase the product, here's the link that you can do so. It's www.gptscorp.com/prod01.htm. And there again, we thank you, and you have a good day.